I got my guy Jufu here, and Jufu is, man, I just gotta run off everything that you do, man, because you do everything. You are an artist, you are a TikTok star, you are, I guess, a fashion designer in some senses with this Madden jersey coming out.
Photographer as
But
well.
he's a photographer, he's a model. Like, yo, man, this kid does everything, man. Welcome. How are you feeling today on this very rainy day in New York?
I feel great. I like rainy days, even though it's like gloomy outside. I just love the feel of being indoors, like while it's gloomy out. So
You real calm right now. Like, I wouldn't get like this sense from like your social media that like you're like, I'm just vibing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like on social media like you're always hyped up, and then here it's just like you're chilling, you're cool, it's a rainy day, you're just vibing today.
yes.
Yo, so you got this new tape out. Get used to me, man. First of all, congratulations. Super dope. You got a bunch of new singles out. You got Just Do It Out. We have so much to talk about today, but the first thing I'm gonna ask you about is of course music. So talk to me a little bit about your musical background, how you got started, the new tape, all that stuff.
So I mean, my musical background, I guess it really started over over 10 years ago. Like I started with the guitar.
Okay.
My parents put me in guitar. I never really imagined it becoming like a big part of my well, just I never saw myself becoming an artist when I picked up the guitar. It was just like something that my parents wanted me to do. And yeah, I was playing guitar in addition to just going to school. I was doing guitar lessons on the side.
Mhm.
Then I got into social media, which I'll break down as well. But music really started with the guitar for me, I would say.
And so now you rap and you doing all this. You got the new project out now. Well, like for you, like what kind of came first? Like your love for social media, or like did you do social media first and then you're like, all right, I'm gonna do music, or were you doing the music first and then you're like, all right, let me go, try to get big on TikTok? Like what was that? What was that for like for you?
It was a long journey. I tell the story often. So basically, um I when I was playing guitar, I actually wasn't even like in love with it. It was just something that once again my parents put me into. But definitely social media is something that I came across in 8th grade and fell in love with. It was I was 13 and Vine had just come out. My friends were making comedy vines. They went by the name of Comedy Kings, and they were like
Okay.
two of my friends. They were Russian. One was Russian and one was Ukrainian, and they were just making a bunch of like funny videos. They had like 500 followers, and I'm like, yo, I want to get 500 followers. I want to be lit and have like followers like them. But I guess I didn't really know what to do, so I was just replicating them and doing comedy. I made a couple of skits. I was primarily just doing skits, and I continued with that on Vine for a year, and it was a pretty slow journey for me. Like my first year, which I mean, actually, it's not slow. I got to 6,000 in my first year, and then my second year from 6,000 to 200,000 on Vine,
Mm,
which is a huge increase because I met a lot of people. I learned how to network and stuff. I was like
right.
14, 15 at the time. Um, Vine had died. I did not know what to do. Um, so I tried vlogging for a little bit on YouTube.
Mhm.
Then I gave up on that because I felt like my day was too redundant. But I don't recommend giving up to anybody who watches this. Um, but I went on to Musically. Musically was around at the time,
Mhm.
and I continued making comedy videos on there, and I started making parodies as well. So my high school had a music technology program,
Mhm.
and in that program we learned how to record music. So everything that I was learning in there, I was implementing into social media and
Mhm.
making parody sounds and just a bunch of stuff for people to make content to with my voice. So a big portion of my career, a lot of people were never tying my face with things, but my voice was very successful, and a lot of people were making successful videos with my voice. Um, so moving forward, after making parodies and stuff, I took a break from social media because I wanted to take music more seriously
Mhm.
in 2017. And I wasn't thinking straight. I was like, I want to take a break from social media. Meanwhile, social media is so important for just being an artist nowadays. So I stopped making content and I was just focused on making music, and I started making like really hard music. um there was a song called Heartbroke that I actually released last year, even though I recorded it 2 years ago.
Hmm.
And that was one of the hardest songs that I recorded during that time. Actually, no, I'm bugging. I did not record Heartbrook 3 years ago, but I was recording some like pretty hard music that wasn't me
Hmm.
during this period of time, and just pretty much didn't have an audience because I just took a break from social media. I had about 600,000 on Musically, by the way, during this break, so I just
Sheesh.
abandoned that.
Right.
I don't know why, but I did that. I came back after my parents were telling me for an entire year straight, like, what are you doing? You got to get back on it. Like, you can't just stop like
I
that.
know you can't just stop at all. Like
Yeah,
you got to keep going.
exactly. So I went back to it, and I just started pushing with content again. And then this time with my comeback, I released a song called Whoa. And that song got a lot of traction on TikTok. It was actually a 15-second song made for TikTok, but people started asking for the full version, so I had to
You have to
catch
go
up.
off and make it a full version.
Yeah, so I had to catch up with myself and make a full version of the song, and it did pretty well. But I was like probably 2 weeks late. I feel like 2 weeks late with releasing a full version of the song, but that blew up all over TikTok and Instagram. Once again, nobody really tied my face with it, but everybody was doing the dance. Um, and 2 months later, I wanted to make a follow-up song to Whoa that would be bigger and better, and that was Who Are You?
Right. And that's
And
the song that like blew up. That's like
yeah,
that's a song that has like over 500,000 videos or something of that, some big number on TikTok, right?
yeah. So that song is my biggest song currently, and it really it it went crazy. It went crazy, and after that song came out, I had signed to Island after going to like 15 different labels, and the rest is kind of
And
up
now
to
he
now.
now
Yeah,
we're here. Now we're in the era of Get Used to Me and Just Do It. So let's talk about Just Do It, because you teamed up with Madden and EA Sports for this record, and it's on the soundtrack. And how did that kind of collaboration come about? Did they reach out to you, or did it just kind of happen?
so the story with that song, we actually recorded it almost a year ago now, probably like in about a month and a half, it'll be a year since we recorded it. Um and yeah, that song it's a long story to it. Like at first when I recorded it, like I was second guessing it a lot, and I really just wasn't feeling it. But my team was like, "Yo, this song is hard. This song is hard." Like, and I was like, you know what? I have a team for a reason. I gotta trust my team, and let's let's put the song out. So the song was supposed to be on Get Used to Me actually, and it was gonna come out with Get Used to Me, but in the process of the label like reviewing the project and everything like that, they were like, well, first my manager called me one day. He's like, yo, the label is gonna the label is taking Just Do It off the song. I mean off the project. And I'm like, well, I told you guys like I wasn't feeling that song anyways. And and I was thinking like, damn, like I was right about that. And then my manager's like, they took it off because it's gonna get picked up by either EA Sports or Space Jam because Space Jam movie is coming out.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, so it was either between the two, and EA Sports picked it up, and it's been a process of like since that point when they picked it up from May all the way up to the release of Madden. Like they were just putting it all together and like getting all the costume stuff that's coming out. Well, the costume stuff that came out now. Um, they were getting that together and getting like this thing together and everything. So
Talk to me about the jersey that you got in the game now. Like
yeah,
that's pretty dope that you're like memorialized in game for the record and as yourself too.
yeah, it's really it's really sick. It's I would say it's like kind of Tron inspired. I really like Tron. I really
I'm
love
also a big Tron fan, so that's dope.
Tron is just really sick to me. And like if I could create like the ideal like room or like just house for myself, it would be heavily inspired by Tron. But yeah, the outfit has it's black and has like the green like Tron stuff in it and really cool designs, some Brooklyn inspired designs, and the visor has like this hypnotizing like type of thing on it. It looks really trippy, and the socks as well, but you have to see it for me. Like seeing it is so much better. I don't have a reference of it right now, but you'll see it.
If you got the game, we got to go in and we got to see it and we got to. I love how you also put like the New York stuff in there because like obviously with all the new music and artists coming out of New York, it's such like a dope thing when you get to see like someone like yourself like
Right.
still rep the city. You know what I'm saying? Even though you're in Madden, you're doing fashion shows, all this and all that, like you're still repping Brooklyn, and
This
I
is
think
where I
that
was born.
that's so important, especially as an artist.
100%.
So also, since we're on the topic of fashion, you did this really cool this like TikTok slash Puma fashion show at the beginning of October. And like a bunch of the money that was raised for the fashion show went to the Equal Justice Initiative. So talk to me about a little bit like of you diving into fashion, kind of doing some modeling, fashion stuff, all that.
Yeah, so shout out to TikTok for the awesome opportunity. Just I was doing a lot of a huge amount of content. I didn't mention over the quarantine, like when the quarantine started, my account and just progress have has accelerated like outstandingly, like in terms
Right.
of growth. So TikTok definitely had their eye on me, and some other creators. So basically, TikTok chose 5 Black creators on the app, and we were all given the opportunity to create our own piece in collaboration with Puma and TikTok. And mine specifically was a just I designed it myself, by the way. It was just my logo in the middle with the Puma Jaws, with the Puma Jaws logo around it, and then I had I'm just vibing on the back, and it looked pretty cool. I don't have it out with me right now, but if you go on Puma.com, I mean, yeah, Puma.com/Jufu, I think that'll be the first thing that comes up.
So man, you're like full on designing like all this like dope stuff. Like how does that like make you feel when kind of I guess you're conceptualizing the ideas of like your football jerseys or this Puma like clothing that you're making and you're wearing and you're walking in like this fashion show. Like how is that like kind of like coming up with design to kind of like seeing it finished and like live in person now?
It's a very it's a really interesting feeling. I feel like when the for me specifically when the opportunity comes to me, it's like very like whoa, this is crazy. This is overwhelming and a little
Right.
scary, and I got to get this done. And then I get it done, and then I'm really proud of it. And in this industry that we're in, things don't really happen right away all the time.
Of course,
So it's like
they take
because
forever.
there's so many layers to things before things come out. So it's like then I do something and then I kind of almost forget that I did it, and then it just comes back like, oh shit, now it's out. So it came out, and I was like, this is it, this is here, and it's really awesome. It's really sick.
So going back to music a little bit, I know you're not done in 2020. You got some new things dropping. So what do you got planned for the rest of 2020 when it comes, to your music?
Yeah, so I have a couple of singles that I want to be dropping before the year's over. I'm actually dropping a single next Friday, which is November 6th. November
I think
6th. Yeah.
so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
So
no, yep, November 6th.
Yeah, I'm super hyped for that. It's been I'm not gonna say it's been a while, but it's been a while because Drake's dropping songs like left and right now. So yeah, so I mean, Just Do was my last release, but I'm very excited to release this next song. He Ain't Like Me. It's a very it's just a different sound for me. It's like very experimental, I'd say. So I'm excited for people to hear it.
Is this the next big TikTok sound? Do you think that this is gonna be your next big? Is this Jufu's next big TikTok record?
Well, my strategy is usually to release a piece of the song before I actually drop the song.
Okay,
So I'll be
it's
doing
work.
that
Hey, bro,
next
it's
week.
worked for you in the past.
Indeed. So I'll be dropping it next week on TikTok, probably on like the 4th of
Okay.
November, 2 days before. And we'll just see where it goes. But I'll be racking up on content for the next week. Just
I know now you're like now it's like you're in go mode. You have a new song coming out. You got the Madden stuff. You're gonna have plenty of stuff to post, and I'm sure we're gonna be seeing the
plus I'm
TikToks of it.
moving. So it's gonna be like I'm around so many awesome people,
Mm.
such a huge environment, big open space. Like it's gonna be super sick.
So you said you got a few more singles lined up. So you're gonna drop a few more singles for the rest of 2020. Do you have any plans for more videos, another EP? Like what else do you have in store?
Yes. So I recently actually just got some camera equipment. So I'm like a big camera geek and I
Right.
love film. I went to film school for a year, by the way. I did not mention that. So um I finally got like the camera of my dreams and I'm about to start directing my own music videos.
Nice.
So each single that I come out with just moving forward for the rest of the year will have a visual. And I'm very excited for that.
Dope, dope.
That's
And
something that's been missing a lot from my career too. It's like I have music videos out, but not enough. So it's like people really just need to start tying my face with things.
well, I mean, because like people tie your face like on your TikTok. Like I
Mm.
got your TikTok open here, and like your face is everywhere. I mean, I feel like people are getting it, but I do understand what you're saying when it comes to like the music.
The
You know what I'm
music
saying?
side, yeah.
Yeah, the music you want people to like really like get to know you and your face and associate it with that.
Yeah.
So I got to ask you this too, man. So I was listening to Cash App earlier. Did you actually like Cash App people some bread if they hit you?
For the release of Cash App, during the release of Cash App, yes, but up to this day, not anymore.
Nah, you was like, nah, you was going through your DMs and you were at like 1,000 something DMs and you're like, yo, guys, I can't give you all
There
my
were
money.
some girls, bro. Some girls were hitting me up. They don't even follow me or anything like that. They just hit me like, hey, let me get some bread.
On some cloud chasing.
Man, it'd be like that.
I'm just vibing. Leave me alone. I'm just vibing. That's it.
Private, yes, sir.
Yo, man. Yo, this has been so fun talking with you today. Yo, so what I've been doing with a bunch of artists during this quarantine, I think you're also perfect for this,
Mhm.
is, you know, I've asked them to like kind of send a message home to like, their fans or their followers or, anybody who stumbles upon this video in a time where it's so hard to be positive because of, the election or COVID or this or that. It's like there's so many things going on. So like if you had any positive words for people, and you having so many followers, I know that they would appreciate this. What would be like your positive message or advice or anything like that for them?
Positive message and positive advice for times right now. Something that's helped me a lot right now. Because I'm by myself all the time, and I'm sure a lot of people are experiencing a lot of time by themselves. So when you're by yourself, you think a lot, and I think a lot. When I think too much, I get anxious. So something that helps me is just breathing very often. So I mean, just one piece of advice is just if you ever find yourself being becoming anxious when you're alone, and just being in your thoughts, just take a moment to breathe or meditate and come back to the present moment. Acknowledge that the future is where anxiety lives. So don't focus too much on the future when you get too anxious. And depression is in the past. So don't focus too much on the past. So come back to the now.
Yo, that was perfect. I like that was perfect. And I know a lot of people who are watching this at home, especially your fans, will appreciate that message. And for all those who are just discovering you, man, before I let you go here today, let the people know, like, what do they got to be, what else do they got to know? Your IG handles, your social media handles, your TikToks, all that stuff.
All my platforms are at Jufu. I'm gonna have a lot of stuff coming out on TikTok. Just everything content wise, I'm gonna be pumping a lot of content out on all platforms. Just look out for everything everywhere. Everything's at Jufu. So Lil Jufu on Instagram and Lil Jufu on Twitter, Jufu on TikTok, Jufu Snap for Snapchat, and yeah, keep an eye out for the single November 6th. And
there it is, man. Jufu on the radar, bro. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you too.